Is anything coming past 5G, like 6G or 7G, should that concern us?
Companies are already working on 6G and 7G. In fact, they're already asking the US government to hold swatches of much higher frequencies to be ready when the time comes to deploy 7G and 6G. So we are very concerned about this. In fact, the consumer, the people, we are often the last to know what is going on. Once there is new frequencies and new technology coming into the market, there have been years of research up to that point. And public health was never really prioritized in the development of these new technologies.
Is texting a health risk, or is that much safer than using a cell phone? In other words, are you still exposed to radiation if the phone is in your hand and not on your head?
Oh, that's a really good question. There was a time when one of our main recommendations was, well, text, don't talk with the phone to your head. However, now we need, because the phone to your head, you're obviously getting higher levels of exposure to your thyroid, to your brain, to your eyes. But unfortunately, there's so much texting happening now that we need to have some caveats here. I mean, if you must communicate with someone, definitely prefer texting over phone calls, but it's not necessarily safe, especially with the hundreds of texts that people are sending now. And people are texting with the phone up to their chest, to their abdomen, resting on their lap. This is still exposing the body to radiation. So we recommend minimizing your overall use as low as possible. Some people text and they send pictures or videos. That is exposing your body to this radiation, and also you're increasing the output and the signals back and forth between the cell tower. So we really hope that people will take a look at how they even use technology. If you want to watch a funny cat video, and I find them funny too, I find them funny, but watch them on a wired computer and start to think about, how much screen time you have. I don't need to be watching funny videos all the time, right? But I know for my kids, they find themselves sucked in, and so do I, watching a lot of stuff. So rethink it. We have to start rethinking our use of the screen. So no, texting it's not necessarily safe, but it is a better option than the phone to the head.
On June 4th, 2020, the Washington Post published an op-ed by Thomas M. Johnson, Jr., General Counsel of the Federal Communications Commission. The FCC counsel's op-ed, entitled 5G Conspiracy Theories Threaten the U.S. Recovery, refers to alarmism, irrational fears, and unproven theories. What was this about?
What is alarmist about pointing to published science that shows serious effects to our health and to the environment? The word conspiracy thinkers is often thrown out when people raise this issue. And that is not more than industry fueled doubt, manufacturing of doubt. That's what that is. There's a book called Doubt is Their Product. And one of the ways to create doubt around this issue and to downplay the scientific reality, which is that there are biological effects from cell phone and wireless radiation, is to attack the person or to say it's fear mongering and fringe and all of this. And, it's simply untrue, because there are hundreds of scientists who are calling to halt 5G, hundreds of medical doctors who are recommending that there be education about how to reduce exposure. So that is nothing but industry manufacturing of doubt. Industry's manufacturing of doubt.
On November 2020, the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health published a systematic review and meta-analysis of the case control research on cell phone use and tumor risk. They said, this study updates our original meta-analysis, i.e. quantitative research review, Published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology in 2009, the new review examined twice as many studies as our original paper. In sum, the updated comprehensive meta-analysis of case control studies found significant evidence linking cellular phone use to increased tumor risk, especially among cell phone users with cumulative cell phone use of 1,000 or more hours in their lifetime, which corresponds to about 17 minutes per day over 10 years, and especially among studies that employed high-quality methods. Can you tell us more about this?
17 minutes a day of cell phone use over 10 years. That is what we are talking about here. So I find this just mind-blowing. When you look at studies that have been done in the past that looked at patterns in people and cancer risk, heavy use was defined as 30 minutes a day. What was heavy use then is nothing now. It's not even light. Light would be too light of a word. So 17 minutes over 10 years. You think about all the people whose professions rely on using the cell phone to their head, everything from people in retail stores to lawyers, doctors, nurses. You go to a hospital and they have devices all over their body. They're always on the phone checking in on different things. Even delivery, drivers who are working delivery are always communicating about different things. I've talked to many drivers about this, trying to figure out how to support them. So this should be a wake-up call to everyone, because it is not too hard to rack up 1,000 hours on your cell phone.